Welcome, beautiful people of the internet. Welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name's Ruben. If this is your first time here, we do lots of animation, anime, world cinema, and whatever takes my fancy in the world of cinema. Today we're going to be talking about Blood of Zeus, the second season that we've been waiting 3.5 years for. Came out in, I believe, October 2020. It's now 2024, and we are in May. Long time we've been waiting for this. So we have 8 episodes. I've seen all 8. I'm going to be doing a review. Non-spoiler, of course. Very excited to talk about this one. Let's jump in. Following Zeus's demise, a power vacuum emerges amongst the gods, leaving Heron, Zeus's demigod son, struggling to find his place. He is racked with loss and hears a mysterious refrain in his dreams, prodding him to save his brother, Seraphim, who is suffering the terrors of the underworld. Unbeknownst to Heron, Hades is trying to enlist Seraphim to help him secure Zeus's vacant throne and save his family from their long-standing suffering. Most of the cast voices are back. Derek Phillips playing Heron, Jessica Henwick, Alexia, Jason Amara, Zeus, all the others that you'll know that are very good at what they do. We have Powerhouse Animation Studios once again giving us this incredible animation. And if you know anything about Powerhouse Studios, they gave us Castlevania, Seis Manos, which I'm very sad that we never got the second season. Of course, the first season of that, Masters of the Universe Revelation. They've done a lot when it comes to the quality of animation that we've come to expect from Netflix's, I guess, original animated series, stuff that they've been commissioned other animation studios to bring for them as an original IP. The episodes are about 30 minutes apiece. That is not the standard anime episode, which is about 22 minutes when you take out the intros and outro. Every title card is unique and brilliant, and I don't ever talk about title cards in animation. It just felt like to give a shout out to whoever was animating the title cards for this. I loved how it was the influence of that particular episode, what we're going to go through. Not giving any spoilers away, but you kind of get the feeling and tone what they're going to go through. And boy, do we go through a lot. A lot happens in this. I'm amazed at the many story variations that we have in here. That's not to say we haven't seen ground when it comes to the gods before. We've seen these story beats done in movies, even in animation. We've seen them done in old movies and new movies. We have been in this ground before, but where animation differs is like you have a budget, but you can do so much more with animation, and that's what you get in here. It's very much an adventure quest that we go on, but the story beats stop to give us background story through the judgment of certain characters that are no longer alive. It's a very clever way to incorporate it into the story by telling us, because you're not ever really meant to tell the audience, you're meant to show them. But by telling us when they're being judged, they show us their life story, like their life flashes before their eyes. We get a good couple of episodes throughout the 8 that has a big chunk of backstory to kind of really help cement why we care about these characters and what this storyline does, especially in season 2, because everybody is vying for the throne and a MacGuffin kind of power that embolizes that, and that they all are going for it so that they give them the power to take the throne. There is this background story that shows us characters that would be easy for us to go, yeah, they're the bad guys or they're the good guys. But when you are showcased that everybody in this is good and bad, it's hard to kind of root for one particular person, especially as you find out when a person has gone down a dark path. You begin to understand why, and you start going, oh no, I don't know that I should be feeling this way. I want them to kind of get what they want, and I kind of feel like they are justified in the vengeance they are now taking out on everybody, or like, you know, years and years of torture, that kind of thing. They really give us a lot of background story to some of these characters. Of course, we still have Heron, Alexia, and Coffee as the journey adventure story that they go on. They are tasked with basically saving everyone, both sides, all sides. I will say that I love the story and I like where it ends. It is a massive cliffhanger. I like and hate that it ends where it has, because of the massive cliffhanger that it does leave us on, and the starting of a bigger story that I kind of predicted was going to happen that way. I was a little miffed because we don't know how long this is going to take. It could take another 3.5 years to get us to have another season. Now, I hope that's not the case, and they did go through COVID, through all of that, so that's probably a really big part of why that took so long. However, the animation in this is stunning. Like, I love the animation in season 1, but season 2, they really knock it out of the park. And something that goes hand in hand with the animation, particularly in this season, is the score. It's so epic in nature that it reminds me of big epics like Ben-Hur or Cleopatra. And then you mix in that Lord of the Rings epic battle sequence moments, that orchestra, that really epic sounding with horns and strings. That is what they went for here. They didn't just throw it in, and they could have done it easily and probably bought a license for so whatever that many animations have done, and just kind of have it in the background, not really a character of its own. This score, without a doubt, is a character of its own that really lifts up the action and the emotion when you need to have it. When we do have those incredible action fight scenes that are gory and brutal and very emotional, or when we're going on adventure moments that are wow and big, colorful vistas or mythical beasts, then it's screaming in your face, but in the best way, that you can't help but like really kind of sit forward on your seat and go, yeah, I'm so into this. Emotionally, I was very engaged in this. I was engaged with most of the characters. I cared about almost all of them, which made it difficult for me to, when I was getting to the ending, going, I don't know who I'm rooting for here. But when you get to the end, I felt like, okay, now I know who I'm rooting for. There's a clear vacuum of power in this, and it's all about forgiveness. A big theme in this is, can you forgive those that have done you wrong? And that's something that we've seen in many formulas or versions of this series, that the gods are all about being just, balancing the scales. There's a very big, what fates will have. When you die, your scales will be balanced. But forgiveness isn't ever a thing in something that they seem to not have in the lore, and that kind of creeps in here. I love that, because we're really seeing our characters grow or being showcased in a different light. So the animation of our characters is beautifully done, with wonderful story beats, emotional beats, with wonderful matching up to those voice emotional moments, that score that is epic, the action that is so awesome to watch. You care about what's happening, and then the story ticks on, man. I raced through these 8 episodes. I didn't want to stop watching, and then I was sad when I got to the end, and then a little bit worried, because I was like, they're leaving it like that, so it could mean that we're going to have to wait another 3.5 years because of this gap. Now, I don't think it will be that long. I hope not, because I really want to see what they're going to do with the next batch. It's one of my favorite animated series that I've seen this year. I mean, I know we're almost halfway through now, and we've had some really good content, but I was a huge fan of season 1, but for me this is better. I'm going to give this a strong 4.75 Nicolas Cages out of 5.
And you got one.
Only because I'm worried about that ending. So if you have a favorite character from this lot, who are you most looking forward to seeing again? I was surprised by some of the character beats and fighting moments. There isn't levity in this. There is mostly just darkness and people trying to survive, but it's pretty epic the whole way through, and you feel that adventure, that call, much like the adventure I go on with the Lord of the Rings characters. That's how I felt like in moments in this. And so I thoroughly recommend this to anybody that loved the first season, or loved particularly Powerhouse's animation style, the He-Man, Revelation, or even Castlevania series. If you like that thought of creation style, then with that kind of mythic gods, the Greek gods, and I think you will enjoy this a lot. Thanks so much for watching this. Let me know who is your favorite character, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.